Kia ora, no mai, haere mai, welcome to Keithay Park. As the first ball might be hit towards the boundary, it does, it's 4 runs. Do apologise, we've started quarter of an hour earlier than we were scheduled to. It's surprised me and the scorers. I was going to get to that, Gerard. Parnell, they've won the toss and elected to bat. It is the 2024-25 Martin Guptill T20 competition Premier Men. Second ball from Safi is wide. So I need to re-bowl that one. My name is Bevan Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting. Good to have you wherever you are tuned in. Both teams coming off comfortable victories in their respective one-day comps on Saturday. Parnell, it should also be added. I haven't forgotten, Jocelyn, that Parnell are defending champions. Next one, lofted up and over mid-on, and it'll be the second boundary, 4 runs. Harry Miller does like to go hard. Decent score of runs. The Parnell wicket keeper, sorry.
How do I fix my mistake? No, you can click on his name. You've got no, on Harry's name, on the batsman's name. Oh,
Safi, 9 of his 2 legal deliveries. As the next one's full, and this is driven to the left of mid-off this time. And it's 4. So 3 fours and a wide so far.
So log out and log back in.
Good start from Miller. Parnell beat University last season, in the final. At University by about 5 runs off the top of my head. It's quite a good final anyway. So did we.
You often start off, everyone's here.
Mid-off has dropped back to long off. Of 18. Fetches this one and taken! A good catch at short extra cover. And Safi has his man. It is 13 for 1.
You know the fielder?
Was it the tall one or the short one?
Shoulder one.
That's Patel. It's got 15 Patel on his back.
So Jay Patel's taken the catch. As Aniket Parikh walks to the crease.
So I've got 13 for 1.
Yes.
Yep. Nothing. Sorry. Okay.
Do I also get to...
Vastly experienced
What do you want?
all-rounder that Aniket Parikh is. Captain of Parnell as well. Good to see that people have tuned in, even though the start time's a bit earlier. Long off still back, and cover on the boundaries. The 2 players allowed outside the inner circle inside the first 6 overs. Next ball shorter. This one bunted to the right of point, shot the stumps. He was long gone if it had hit, but it was a wide throw anyway. Keith Pereira, man, in his younger end of his career, but still a decent cricketer. Good finger spinner that he is. He's subfielded for the Black Caps a few times when in Auckland. plays this at the crease, and Safi does the fielding. And his follow through into the dot. Eventful over, 14 for 1 after the first over.
Did you say was going to bowl the next one?
Surely Harge.
I think he's.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I think it's 1-3. Ampling to his.
Yeah, Harjot Jahal will be bowling the second over. First one from the Mount Roskill end. Conditions, well, the sun is kind of out a little bit. It's trying to peek through the. It's out in the fact, Gerard, you can see it. You know, it's not dark, cloudy day conditions. Is more my point there.
No more coke for you. Put something in the coke, bro.
You're really asking for trouble if you want me to do that, Gerard. Making his debut, scoring. Jocelyn in her, what, 28th, 29th, 30th year?
I was going to say tune up games.
Harjot Jahal right arm over. And this one just defended at the crease from Anakat. Harjot Jahal, Auckland Aces contracted player for the second season in a row, has played a few first class matches for the Aces. Funny enough, as being a pace bowler as he is a bit subject and prone to injuries. Could probably hear the click, click, click of the camera going away. That's just me taking some photos. As this one's clipped off the pads and taken it finally at third man. It's played across the line, got a thick outside edge, and the second wicket falls. Sheer Safi with the catch.
I would say that's Prisoner, number 3.
Daniel Presland out to the crease, of course, being in the T20 style that it is. They've got a minute and a half from the fall of the wicket to be ready to face the next ball. Someone obviously read the playing conditions last night. Right, there'll be photos and highlights posted to Bev's Broadcasting official in coming days Facebook page. Here's this one's edge, does it? It's gone! It's caught behind! And Parnell now, 14 for 3. Well, after a bit of a wonky start from the Wolves, they are on top at the moment.
Neil is keeping, right?
Yes. Neil Patel taking the catch as Flynn McGregor Sumter comes to the crease. Experienced Parnell player, but last season was a little bit south of here. Played for Monaco City in the counties competition, trying to get through to the Northern District side, but has found his way back home at Parnell. Fair point, Gerard, because I had actually forgotten about that. Hat-trick ball coming up for Harjot Jahal.
Don't be like Smithy and take the hat-trick away from the bowler.
There's a slip and play, third man and fine leg of the two players on the boundary. Backward point, forward point, cover that you can see on the screen there. Mid off, mid on, and a mid wicket is fine leg. Is third man. No, it is fine leg. Because it's a left-hander. Yep. I realised what my mistake was. Finally coming a bit squarer. Hat-trick ball here, and this one just played back to mid-on. pitch is a used pitch. It was played on Saturday in Roskill, beating Birkenhead in the Richard Jones Trophy, but said to Garmany, the groundsman, as this one's full and left alone, that other than a couple of marks on the crease, it could easily be a new pitch. Great work that Garmany does here, the former Sri Lankan international. Jahal just moving Desai at mid-wicket. Down to, might be a short fine leg, yep. And deep backward square now in play, going to deep forward square leg. Last ball of the second. And this one's full and just jab down onto point. Here Raniga does the fielding. Double wicket maiden for Harjot Jahal, and it's 14 for 3.
In what respect?
I'll come back to you as the first ball of the new over from Safi as a dot. Picked up a couple of wickets, including a very decent caught and bowled on Saturday, did Sher Safi. Slow one from Safi, over mid-wicket, and much needed boundary. Pereira off the mark with a 4. Third ball of the over, and this one hit down to long off. Ahmedzai down there. Abdul Ahmedzai does the fielding, whips it into the keeper. Pereira moves to 5, 19 for 3, halfway through the third over. Parnell winning the toss, electing to bat first. Decent start for Parnell with 3 boundaries, and then all of a sudden we're on the back foot. Losing 2 and an over. To find themselves 3 down. Patel just moving long on for the left-hander. Square it, straight up. Deep extra cover and play. The 2 players on the boundary. Safi bowls full. And this is just hit down to mid-off for a dot. Excuse me. Big congratulations to Parnell cricket members Emily Drum and Bert Sutcliffe being named in the first 11 New Zealand Cricket Hall of Fame. First 11 players to be inducted into that. Emily Drum, big strong player in the 90s for the White Ferns, and Sutcliffe, household name in New Zealand cricket. System's a little bit shorter and had to cover. Along with the likes of Debbie Hockley, probably the most famous White Ferns player for New Zealand, Daniel Vittori, Brendan McCullum, Martin Crowe, and a few others in there as well. It's after his last ball of his second. Just hit 2 extra cover. Ends the third. It's 19 for 3. All 3 Premier teams or competitions starting tonight in their T20 comp. Eden Roskill are playing Parnell in all 3. Here at home at Mount Roskill is the Prems clearly, and Premier 3 reserves as the first ball of Jahal's new over hit, and might not have just carried to Sai. It was a bump ball, but
I see the new sensations playing for Hibiscus today. Bevan Jacobs.
oh, Bevan John Jacobs.
He's on 27 of like 6 balls.
Yep, he can whack a ball.
Even Max is opening, so that could be a 10-stacker.
Oh well, yeah. So keep you updated with the other scores going on. Premier Reserves game is being played at Shore Road, I should say. So it's a slower bouncer and bottom edge, I think, is dropped a metre short of Patel. Two dots to start the new over. Yeah, Bevan John Jacobs, who was at Hibiscus Coast, went down to Canterbury for a couple of seasons. Came back to Hibiscus this season. Had 180 out here in the Auckland Aces inter-squad match. This one's jutted into the ground to mid-wicket. Picked up an IPL contract for Mumbai Indians, I think it is, for $200,000. Got any thoughts or comments, folks? Please put them in the comment section. I'll get round to them when I see them.
Another great loss, South African.
Just played on the back foot. And there you go. There on a flash at point. Charles' penultimate ball is bowled 11. This will be the first run, will it? Yes, it will. Off his bowling.
So it was 4 dots and then a single.
Yep, 4 dots and a single in this over. 2 for 1 in a second.
I found out today Brian Cass is also South African. Was born in South Africa.
Oh, sorry, England. Yep. I was trying to think who Byron Cass. I was like, I know that name. I got a great stat for you from Plugget Shield yesterday, though. Come to you at the end of this one. Deep Ravel making headlines.
I mean, 100 or 400 balls or something.
This one's off the pads. And there you go. Comes to square leg from mid-wicket. Does do the fielding. Ends the over. Just the 2 singles off it. Hajat Jahal 2 for 2 off his 2 overs. Parnell, after winning the toss and electing to bat 21 for 3. So yes, Jet Ravel, the former Black Cap opener, now captain of Northern Districts. Northern Districts playing Central in the 4-day comp down there, and Northern Districts were in a bit of a hole, and Jet Ravel managed to hit 100, get to his 100 in 551 minutes. And that is 6 minutes faster than the slowest century in first-class cricket history. Safi to continue. Yeah, big swing and a miss here from McGregor. Sumpter. Northern Districts ended up drawing that game because of Jack Revell's effort. I know that the Hamilton 3-day final I did 6 years ago, someone scored 150 and it was the most boring 150 you'll ever see, but it won the game for them. and I think it's just good to say it's the most boringest, innings, but...
Let's just say I don't think it will be looked over for baseball cricket.
No, I think that was the headline I read was, is this baseball or something like that? Here's McGregor Sumpter. He's got the driver out, but it's wide. Second wide of the innings. Just trying to hit that down the middle of the fairway, that ball.
What's happening? That's the third play. That's our new friend. I want to see how he breaks ribs.
No, new friend is playing for the
Are you sure? Yeah, that looks like him. I said it. Huh?
Who are you talking about?
That's the guy who asked you on the weekend.
Rohan. Here's this one is down the ground and up and over. Cow corner. First 6 of the match. McGregor Sumpter moves to 7.
That's the guy I was pointing at. And he said, oh, it's a new. You showed me that. That's number 7 with
Got the line and length right for McGregor Sumpter, and he helped himself. Definitely can hit a long ball.
Okay, no, then you got someone different. Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I was saying.
Rohan is playing for number 2. He was playing for number 3 last time.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I thought that was.
Left-hander. Going to bunt this to point. They get through for a quick single.
Oh, Sashi's job might be in danger here.
That's why he's coming.
Hibiscus Coast at home to Takapuna in the Premier Men. 52 for 1. Let's see which of those. Max O'Dowd out for 14. Bevan John Jacobs 41 of 21 in that game. These are the Premier Men Martin Guptill T20 games. North Shore are batting at East Coast Bay 16 for 1 after 2. Waitakere in the third over are 4 for 1. Kumu, so Waitakere are playing Birkenhead at home. Here's the last ball of Safi's over, hit to extra cover. No, sorry, I've got way ahead of myself there. Yep, I was just checking if you're awake there, Gerard. Kumu at home against Suburbs New Lynn are 1 for 2 in the third over. Grafton at home to Cornwall are 13 for 2. That's the other game in this pool of 4. 4 pools of 4 this season, as this is hit to Reniger extra cover.
That was almost as bad as the weekend when after the first ball you said NWA.
You went. Oh, I thought you weren't paying attention. You see. And Hauck Pakaranga are at home to Papatoetoe, 43 without loss after 5. And Ellerslie are away to University, are 12 for 2 in the fourth. Last ball of Safi's over, and this is just played to cover.
He scored a first that last game when Malcolm Greeny pulled over after 2 balls. And I had to stand because it was well before computers or anything. So
5 overs gone here. It's 29 for 3. Parnell winning the toss and electing to bat. First bowling change coming at the out Roskill end. The captain swam to side, bringing himself on. Picked up a 3-wicket bag and the win against Papatoetoe in the 2-day comp. So Fine Leg and third man are up inside the circle. Cover on the boundary and long off. As I say that, point goes back, cover comes in.
Sorry, did you say give me a 3 for 1?
Oh, no, 1 for 2 they were.
No, they're not 3 for.
There's this good line and length from Desai, the first ball.
And for Innings.
Well, the thing is, if it says 3 for 1, it's actually 1 for 3 because it's an Australian scoreboard, and they have the
3 wickets
yeah
for 1 run. That's what I'm trying.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. I grew up 4 runs for 2 wickets.
I think Aussie are the only ones that do it back to front, and they call extras sundries. They're a weird bunch, the West Islanders. As this ball hit straight to Reniga on the bounce.
So now I'm thinking we're continuing that 2-day match from the last time.
Well, actually, the round that we lost of the one days is actually a week this season. Was actually a week after what we had last year. Or 2 weeks, sorry, I should say. It's this Desai, just nice line and length. Not much that McGregor Sumpter can do with it. Because we lost the first day, the last 2-dayer before Christmas last year. So that 2-dayer became a 1-dayer. If that makes any sense. This is a full toss, and it'll be a single down to long off. I'll go and update the reserve games between these two clubs being played at Shore Road tonight. The third Premier 3 match is being played here at number 2. So Eden Roskill are batting first at Shore Road, halfway through the third over, 40 without loss. It's the next ball from Desai, clipped off the pads, straight to square leg. Aldrin James 14 off 10 and a fill-in 17 off 10. Not sure who that fill-in is, sorry. That's in the Premier Reserves between these two clubs. Desai's last ball. Oh, but French cut. And short fine leg does the fielding. Some brilliant over there from the skipper. 1 off it. It's 30 for 3 after 6. Power play is done, so allowed more than 2 out. They've got backward square, mid wicket, long on, and cover on the boundary. Bowling changed. Abdul Muhammad Ahmadzai, they get a single off the first ball. Greg Sumpter reaches 10. I was going to update the Premier 3 game going on between these two teams. Parnell batting first, 44 without loss in the 6th over. That's over at Keith A number 2. Excuse me. Thomas Nelson on 25 and Jesse Simpson on 23. I was going to say 19, but he clearly just hit a boundary. Some changes going on. Decisive bringing him south to backward point. Sorry, for the right-hander. Do apologise, it's actually Swam Desai that's on the screen there at mid-wicket. This is played to Jay Patel there at point. Slow going here from Parnell, but it has been some brilliant bowling and line and length and backed up by fielders.
You played with the team before also, right? The ones that you playing again?
Takes a bit of a shuffle. Comes off the pad. Ratcha's having to come around from square leg to do the fielding. Can't prevent the single. If you're around and want to have a go at commentating, folks, please do. Come and see me. Unfortunately, this weekend I'm actually at Dilworth College doing Global Youth Sevens. Teams from New Zealand, Australia, USA, Canada, the Pacific Islands. This is a full toss and bounced over Ahmadzai's head. I'll take one. Got a comment on the live stream here, Nitin. This has got to be one of the best wickets in Auckland club cricket. Full credit to the groundsman. Steve Stevens is the handle. I'm not sure. I don't think I know the person, but no, Garmley does a great job. As I said, former Sri Lankan wicketkeeper. Played a handful of tests. Definitely something we don't disagree with here at.
This is one of the best wickets in Auckland. All credit to you.
As this is down leg, and Patel does the fielding, and there's a no ball.
Thank you again.
So first free hit coming up for Parnell. I think the first year they brought in the free hit rule, I saw someone take a one-handed catch off the free hit and then run them out. There's the free hit. Oh, he slipped over. It's going to be taken on the boundary. Desai. No, I think he got off balanced quite a bit. So it's one to the total. That one might make the highlights, or might be on the low side of things.
So maybe next Wednesday again we have a game here, so he might be here at this time. So I'll introduce you to him. So Wednesdays we have T20. Normally they're only from till 3 o'clock. Maybe we're there.
Yes, this one's into the legs, and they'll take a single to mid-on. Some great fielding there. They ran with the shot. Jay Patel restricting it to 1. 6 off the over. It is 36 for 3 after 7.
Yes, come.
Swaim decided to continue from the Mount Roskill end here at Kipe Park.
He said the passport is my name. So we go and tell the team. Anybody goes and says my name can get his last one.
One run off his only over so far. This one's full. And I'm going to take a single up mid-side doing the fielding, having just bowled an over.
No. Yeah, sure.
Changes for the
बस बढ़िया तो बता
right-handed Pereira.
Ivan
Third man on the boundary.
ये हाँ बोलो बेटा आपने फोन किया था
Cover. Long off and long on, as well as mid-wicket. You can see down the back there by the trees. So it's hit down to long on. I'll just take one. Pereira now 9. Gregor Sumpter on strike, the left-hander. 13. If you are wanting to watch some Sevens rugby this weekend, head along to Roskill Friday, Saturday and Sunday. This is clipped off the pads. Straight to mid-wicket line. It's under 18 rugby, as I said, from all around the world. You can catch it on NZR Plus, live streamed, all 3 fields being live streamed with commentary. South will be there, a couple of mates coming and joining me Saturday, Sunday. This is clipped off the legs, down to square leg, and Jay Patel makes it just 1. Gina Sheck, a former Blackfern, and commentary as well as a few others as well. Should be a great 3 days of rugby. And this one's off the legs. Fine leg is up. And it'll be 4 runs. Yes, it will. Second boundary though, and only in the last 3 overs. Winds up this time, up and over, extra cover all the way, 6 runs. And ends the over, good over, 13 from it, 8 gone, 49 for 3. Auckland side to continue from the Waikowhai school end. A little interesting fact for you off that is, shot at the stumps, was close, but they'll take a single. If you watch the TV series on TVNZ this year, 4 Go Flatting, about four boys with differing disabilities in that. One of them lives down my way in Ngatia. This is a full toss. Down 2, long off, and taken. Holes out, and then the wicket falls. Pereira's gone. A good knock. But he started to get into his work. But it's 50 for 4. Yes. Cheers, Safi down at long off.
This is Will Ormiston.
Had a couple of steps to his right to take it as Will Ormiston walks to the crease. First ball to Will Ormiston, and ducks under quite a short one. Probably would have hit him in the ribs had he stood up straight. It's cow corner, you can see on the boundary with Swaim Desai's hat, the top of the scoreboard there. Long on, long off, and cover on the boundary as well as deep square. As this one's full, good Yorker delivery, and they'll take a single to point on with the shot. I think that's what Parnell need to do now. Even if it is to hit to the fielder, take the fielder on. Penultimate ball, slower one into the legs. Might look for two here at square leg. Loud call of no. I'll just get the one. Square leg coming off the boundary there. Actually, making my way up from Pyro, where I live. Well, I actually live in a place called Kirapahi, which is in the middle of nowhere, between Pyro and Ngatea, if you at least know that. And managed to come across a very interesting Sheffield Shield result yesterday. Last ball of the over though, this is just jammed into the ground off the hip, and I take a one off the last ball of the ninth over, 53 for 4. Bowling change, first sign of spin today from the Mount Roskill end. Jay Patel bowling, picked up 4 wickets, Nutton. Is it 4 on the weekend? Yeah, 4 wickets against Birkenhead. So as I was saying, Tasmania taking on South Australia yesterday in the Australian first class competition, Sheffield Shield. And they needed 4 off the last ball. First ball from Patel to Ormiston, backs into the crease and plays this down to long off. And inexcusably, they got run out off the last ball. Player tried. This is between South Australia and Tasmania. So rather than going for the draw, they actually lost outright because one batter tried to get the second that wasn't there. He was told no, and something I read that it was quite comical. This is a quicker one, slash to back to deep point. I'll just take one.
Kumyu is 18 for 5.
Well, at least they've got more runs than wickets now. 18 for 5. Suburbs New Zealand won't be complaining about that against Kumyu. Bowled! Top of middle and leg. And Ormiston's gone. It's 55 for 5.
Jaden's next.
Nelson, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played New Zealand
Under 19.
under 19s, thank you. I was talking to his father at the end of last season.
Friday, you can talk to him now.
Which is him?
You can always find a chair, the camping chair.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And the other one is Harry's dad.
Yes.
Now he's obviously the first time I've seen that.
Left the mic on, but you would have all caught that. James Nelson at the crease, New Zealand under 19s player at earlier in the year's under 19 World Cup in South Africa. His father's here in support, as he always is. Had a good chat to him at the end of last season here at Kipe Park. And these two sides meet each other in the Headley Howarth competition. Patel, shorter and quicker, does his own fielding. I have to say, I vaguely remember this time last year these two teams playing each other, and Parnell being in a bit of a spot of bother as well then, but came out convincing winners on the day. This one's flicked off the pads down to mid-wicket. Some good fielding there from Ahmed's side, just keeping it to 1. Nelson off the mark. McGregor 17 off 23. And this one played awkwardly down to long on. They'll pick up 1 to end the 10th. 57 for 5. Parnell, who won the toss and elected to bat. Double spin bowling change, this time from Waikowhai's school end. What I was saying about the full go flatting, one of the boys that won that, Mitch, actually is one of the ground staff at Waikowhai's school end, is McGregor Sumter, just asking for the training net to be moved by the look of things. It's an interesting option. Unless they do move they will move the side screen. Cool. I was going to say, surely you're not going to complain about a black frame as well. Is in the Premier 3 game between these two clubs, Eden Roskill have picked up a second. Is half an appeal from short extra cover. They scamper through for a run. Yeah, I thought the appeal was just. Not saying it was out, just it was just. Was it one of the Indians who did a DRS in the last test where the assumption was that he thought it was going underneath the stumps? It's a slower one from Ratra, played to point.
I saw one the other day that beat the band.
Well, that was New Zealand versus Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka reviewed it, and it was a forward defensive shot, and it was hitting middle, but hit middle of the bat. Ratra, quicker one and shorter, hit down to Jahal at wide long on for 1. I mean, there has been some absolutely acrimonious DRS decisions. Even when Southey got out in the first innings of the second test, umpire, confirming his decision as Rata Fuller turned in to a full toss, down to long on, and they thought about a second. It wasn't there. And I haven't actually seen it, but I think I heard Ian Smith say that the umpire was the only one left standing on the field to give it out.
What the weekend?
Well, when Southey got out to the hat-trick ball in the first innings, this one's clipped down to long on
Well, as they were saying, he was going
for one.
power that he shouldn't.
But they all knew it was out. Even Southey knew it was out. He had left.
Then Smithy went on about it so much, took away the gloss of the
Hat-trick, yeah. Last ball of the over. Just played forward and tucked round the corner. Short fine leg, can't cut it off. Just the 5 runs off it. 62 for 5 after 11.
if it wasn't then I played it.
First ball of the new over from Jay Patel. Hit to deep point for 1. McGregor Sumpter 22 off 28. James Nelson, 19-year-old. Goes for the reverse sweep. Got a bit of a top edge. It's over Neil Patel's glove. And I'll pick up 1. As this is up and over mid wicket by about 10 metres. It's a big 6. Now 70 for 5. McGregor Sumpter 28. From Counties Monaco Premier and Premier Reserve, or Prems 2 they call it in counties. As this one's cut to point. Flynn had the 2nd and 4th highest score of both grades. 102 off 43 against Southern, or Waiuku it is now. They've dissolved that club. As this one's just tucked off the pads for 1. Run with the shot. Great throw, but he was in by about half a day. That was the 2nd highest score of the 2 grades, while the 4th highest score he got was 85 off 40 against Papakura. Also, that 85 off 40 was the highest score at number 2. It's Patel's last ball. Just another flick off the pads, bit of a flick off the wrist. They want 2, but was never there. McGregor Sumpter does a bit of getting out of the way very quickly. Ends the 12th. 10 off it. It's 72 for 5. First ball from Ratcher is a dot. Second ball gives it a bit more flight. He has to reach for this, does Nelson. Pinch one to mid wicket.
You also lost the other South African.
Ruben Clinton's gone to the USA because he was trying.
He's back.
Oh, he is back.
Yeah,
Cool.
he was only there for our winter, but he's gone to Otago now.
Comes down the wicket, up and well over Cal corner. 6. McGregor Sumpter moving things along now. Well, that's good that Ruben's back because I met Ruben during my time with Hamilton Cricket when he was playing for Star Uni.
Such a nice guy.
Very talented opening batter and can bowl a decent ball as well. I think he said he was trying to make the USA team for the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
You played MLS.
Played in the same team as Steve Smith.
Oh yeah, and the MLS or the MLC. Sorry, what are you going to call it? So take one down to wide long on. Both Patel and Ratcher, when they've been hit for 6, have come back with some good bowling. Thanks, Gerard. I'd actually completely forgotten about Ruben. Till you said that. Next ball gets the leading edge. Short third man will do the fielding though, and it'll be 1. Last couple of overs. They found the edge, but nowhere near a fielder. It's the story of T20 cricket. Live hard, die hard. Bit quicker. Straight off the bat, over Cal corner. It's the second 6 of them in over and ends it 87 for 5 after 13. Jay Patel to bowl his third, 1 for 14. Nelson on strike. This one played straight down the ground for 1. The joys of having 2 games going on next to each other. Sometimes you look and wonder, especially when it's the same team fielding. This one's clipped down to mid-wicket. There was a confident thought of 2, but wasn't hit too well there to the fielder. Parnell in the Premier 3, since I've still got that open. 2 balls left in the 13th, and 93 for 2. Thomas Nelson just brought up 50 of 38 deliveries, and Fergus Allen not out on 6. The wicket takers are Shanyu Chodrapa and Wakas Lolai. This is a nice little paddle here from Nelson. This time they will get 2. One of the very few times 2's hit is Mr. Professional's just turned up. Sar Sheet, the usual scorer for Eden Roskill. Yeah, sorry, Jocelyn, that was a, look over your shoulder. Fourth ball of Patel's over. Tries to chase up with this Nelson. There is short third man in place as well as point on the inner circle. You're saying that's your casual stuff, Sashi. Jeez. This one will be hit down to cover for 1 on the boundary. Run rate now 6.65, so pretty decent there. I'll have a look at the Premier Reserve game going on at Shore Road between these 2 teams, the home of Parnell cricket. Between these 2 clubs, all 3 grades tonight between the same 2 clubs as this one's hit down to deep point from McGregor Sumpter. Moves to 44. of 36. And it's 14 overs gone, 93 for 5. Abdul Ahmed back into the bowling crease at the Waikofi school end. Is McGregor Sumpter just asking for the screen to be changed. It's got a lot cloudier of late. Goes full, and it's come off Ahmed's eye. I think it's taken a deflection at least, and a second turn back. Even from that deflection to take the one. Just a reminder, there'll be highlights and photos posted to Bev's Broadcasting official Facebook page in coming days. That's what the click, click, click that you can hear us. He drives it straight to point, shot at the stumps. And they might pick up a second actually. No, they won't. McGregor Sumpter backing up too far for the second, and actually almost reached the boundary as well. So in the Premier Reserve game between these two teams, Eden Roskill are batting first, and I've just seen the score that's exactly the same when I read it out last. As this will be hit to wide mid-on for 1. McGregor Sumpter 4 runs away from a 50. Eden Roskill at Shaw Road batting first against Parnell reserves. 86 for 4 after 12. Aldrin James on 32, not out, and Pankaj Kumar 7. And quick single, and throw not decided there. And Kartiki Trivedi has taken 1 wicket, along with a fill-in who's taken 3. Yep. Well, at least I actually met Kartiki at the New Zealand Indian Sports Comp after Christmas last year. There's big wind up and 6, and that is 50 for McGregor Sumpter, coming off 39 balls. Getting his side out of a hole, including last year's Premier T20s. It is the 7th fastest 50 off balls. Stats according to Bev's Cricket Stats 2 on Facebook. Can have a follow. If this one's jammed into the ground, it'll be a single to point. Ends 15, 104 for 5, Parnell having won the toss and electing to bat. Jay Patel to bowl his last over. 1 for 20. McGregor Sumpter 53 off 40. James Nelson 13 off 16. Fine leg and third man up inside the circle. Deep backward square is back. It's a swing and a miss. Mid wicket, long on, long off, and cover all on the boundary. Gee. It's a forward point that's on the boundary, I should say. Yes, goes for the sweep, switch it, can't catch up with it. Always remind Kieran McKenzie trying to go in the T20 final. My mate that was commentating with me goes, "I'll try and play a scoop first ball, will he?" This is clipped off the pads and will be 4. Good shot, just beating Reniga. It's a very good fielder there.
Huh? Is he going to explain to us like one by one or something?
And it's exactly what Kieran McKenzie did. Played the actually, I think it was the scoop, and he got out to fine leg, played it straight to the fielder, which had Parnell winning the game from that ball.
He's just running our training session. Did you bring your kit?
His kid's down on the ground, knee on the ground, and it'll be a single this time too, mid wicket.
Oh, okay. This club strikes. Oh, okay. Does he not play for this club? No.
Right-hander Nelson on strike. And a bit of a slow and peel for stumping. And given. Oh, was it caught behind? Sorry. Anyway, the 6 wicket falls. And it's 109 for 6. Nelson gone.
51.
13 off 17. As Hayden Dixon walks the crease. Hayden Dixon, New Zealand under-19 representative in cricket, also has played a few games for Cook Islands. Jocelyn tells me. I had, I think, in the last man stands game I did last Wednesday, I think I had 3 Cook Island players, including the captain, playing in it, Mara Ave. Along with league legend Sean Johnson, as this one's played down to long on for 1. 6 off the over plus the wicket. 16 gone, 110 for 6. First ball, Swam Desai bringing himself back into the attack, down to long on for 1. They're going to come back for 2. And actually a real good run was off a misfield. Yeah. Long on, long off is back. Cover as well as mid-wicket. Next ball from the captain, and this will be played down to the left of long off. They'll come back for 2. Some good running again, good positive running from Dixon as well as McGregor. Sumter, who's going to the non-striker's end, to the danger end. Hibiscus Coast, after 18 overs against Takapuna at home, 119 for 6. This is in, bottom edge. Fine leg is up, and they'll just settle for one. It's the second bottom edge in about 4 overs from a Parnell batter. North Shore away to East Coast batting first after 13 overs. They've got the Nelson up, 111 for 4. Waitakere at home against Birkenhead, a 70 for 3 after 15. Kumeu have battled their way at home against Suburbs New Lynn after 12 overs, a 49 for 8. And Grafton at home against Cornwall, a 69 for 6 after 16. As well as, Pakuranga, get back to that one. As McGregor Sumter winds up, might get, no, he's not going to split the fielder, but they'll pick up 2. And I reckon that's the third 2 of this over, and I reckon it's about 4 or 5 for the innings. Pakuranga at home at Lloyd Elsmore, 136 for 3 after 15 against Papatoe. And Ellerslie, a 60 for 8 after 14. It's bowled! No, he's not. Huh? The bails haven't come off. It's gone. Oh, there we go. It's no ball. The bails actually have come off. I've just seen Neil pick them up.
No ball with runs.
Sashi, can you help out Gerard, please? Please. I thought, where's Sashi gone?
There was no bad.
Well, he did, but he hasn't signalled.
He hasn't signalled. McGregor Sumter winds up. Watch out at School. It's all right. School's out. It's hit the roof at 6. And the apologies, it's Hayden Dixon. I'm trusting this scoring system. My scoring system too much. Just got a bit of a delay here because of getting the ball back. Decide. What's he got in reply? McGregor Sumter comes down the wicket, and it's a flat 6 straight into the sight screen to end the over. It's Dixon. Sorry. And a good profitable over. It's 131 for 6 after 17. Well, you know, consistently. Harjot Jahal to bowl his 2 overs at the Mount Roskill end, 2 for 2. Gets a touchdown leg, does he? He does, and it's caught behind. McGregor Sumter's great innings comes to an end. Caught Neil Patel of Jahal at 6 for 60. And it's 1-3-1 for 7. Jack Diamond, the new batter. Slow bouncer will be pulled round to square leg for 1 off the mark. Jack Diamond. You can see, well, it was McGregor Sumpter until the last couple of balls of the previous over. Hayden Dixon went 6-6. Which Jahal got from. Takes a couple of steps down the wicket, flicks it down to long on for 1. Interesting that I would have thought that sort of thing, the long barrier would come out actually, but
The thing is, he wanted to catch it in the air and then he dipped on him. His father can't. And then unfortunately, they made it look a bit.
yeah, I guess that looked weird.
Yeah,
Everything.
Was going to be in there. He should have attacked.
But I'm not the one out there fielding, so this is full. Jahal, big mix up. We'll just roll it back to the stumps and it's a run out. Singer was never there, and the 8th wicket falls. It's 1-3-3 for 8. Jack Wright walking out at number 10. Gets back into his crease, slices this to point, Desai does the fielding. And take 1.
That's Craig over there.
Last ball of the 18th into the ground. And does his own fielding. Jahal
Just quickly, how did.
ends with a dot. 18 gone. 2 to go. 1-3-4 for 8.
I've got the wrong person out. So Jack is different. Is still there.
No, Diamond was out.
Just having to do some fixing to the
Oh, sorry, there's a thing.
Score?
Cross, that's why.
Safi. Excuse me. Oh, that's a good shot. Try to cover. They'll pick up one. And they'll come back for a second.
And then the last ball of the previous
Was the dot.
was the dot back. And then we've got a few.
To Dixon off the first ball.
We are back.
Quicker one full. And I'll take a single down to Reniga. And to the left of screen there. So one thing that's at least decent about not being straight on is that you can sort of see some fielders in the deep. This is aerial and over the fielder cover. I thought about one, but I thought about two, but instead of the one, Dixon off the mark. Off the mark.
Staying, we've got 3 minutes to finish.
As this is played into the ground, Safi does his own fielding. They pick up one.
Yeah, he needs to run it.
Safi, 1 for 32. 2 balls left in his 4. Big wind up. It's awkward, and I think he's taken it. I don't know how on earth that's happened. There was a big call of mine.
They both thought they called mine.
Yeah. But the catch is taken and the ninth wicket falls. 139 for 8. For 9.
Unless it's the last ball of the over.
Harry Callan Hyatt at number 11. He's got 7 balls left in this innings. I've got a funny feeling. I might even look in the innings break. He's a swing and a miss. And Safi enters his 4 overs, 2 for 32. 1 over to go, 139 for 9. Parnell winning the toss and batting first. I've got a funny feeling both sides were bowled out last season. And I think Parnell made 145 or 150.
152.
152 was it? Yeah.
Plus minus, I mean. But yeah, they started off well. They opened and got like 50. We brought it back.
And funnily enough, in very similar conditions. Overcast and ugly, and
It started raining.
it rained in the innings break, but we didn't lose any overs. Oh, well, I wasn't going to say that. Jahal to finish has pretty miserly figures of 3 for 5 from his 3 overs. Third man in fine leg up inside the circle. And this is hit down the ground. Long on having to come round, does some good fielding there. They might take two, yes they do get back. So cover, forward square leg, long on, long off, mid wicket and deep square leg in play on the boundary. Steps back into the crease, pulls round, and it's all the way, 6 runs through mid wicket. Dixon, 32 off 13.
Run a square, that's good shot. Bowling is quick as a weekend. Weekend whip is quick as I've seen.
Well, the interesting thing about Hajot, I'll come back to that, about that note on Saturday, is this one's hit into the ground. I'll get one. Is that after the game, and I think he bowled 5 or 6 overs, he was still bowling after the game.
Probably has to do his workload.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, is that, he was still keeping up his workload and carrying on. 148 for 9. 3 balls left. Racho going back on the boundary. No, now he's come back inside the circle. You can see him there wearing number 18. Stays on the crease, hits this down to long on, and an easy catch taken.
Taken by?
Jay Patel takes the catch, and the Parnell innings ends at 148 for 9. We will be back in 10 minutes for Eden Roskill's chase of 149 for 1. Just a reminder with the scorecard, folks, there's a link in the description for the full scorecard. Back in 10. scored! A great way to finish this season, Andrew.
Good way to finish, but they'll be bitterly disappointed, I'd imagine, going undefeated all season and then just not being able to get over the final hurdle now. But you've really got to give your props to St John's College from Hamilton. 3 years in a row they've been in the final bid, fallen short the last 2 years. And
Quickly go through this replay here, mate. As I said, 8-9. They looked at some options. Great kick out to the wing. St John's, I don't think they really they were too bothered about it. But a well-deserved try to make it 42-31 in what's been an epic final. Nixon Foreman to finish things off. Tries to whip it round. It does! What a kick! That is it though! St John's College have won the Team Randall Cup for 2024. Hoki Maono, welcome back to Keith Hay Park. Eden Roskill Wolves chasing 149 after Parnell were bowled out for 148, assisted by Flynn McGregor Sumpter scoring 60. Damien Vandenberg will face up first delivery against Jack Diamond. Vandenberg, the left-hander, just asking the sight screen. Dev Ratra being promoted well up the order. I think he batted 9 on the weekend.
Good luck.
First ball, and there might be an edge on that, or a bit of glove. Wait and see, they get through for 1, and it's given us runs. Harry Miller, who is pretty decent with gloves, I think across all 3 formats in last season. The stats that I've done, he's by far taken the most wickets in all 3 formats, so very good with gloves in hand. Dev Ratra about to face the first ball. Had a bit of coaching down in Hamilton, down in Kitty Road, State Highway 1. It's the first ball up and over mid wicket, and will reach the boundary. 4 runs. Archer starting with a boundary. Parnell. They had 3 fours and a wide off the first over, and then lost their way a bit with some great bowling from Sher Safi and Harjot Johal. Johal 4 for 14 off his 4 overs. No slip in place, and this one's aerial, and player going back at limit on, taken. Flynn McGregor Sumpter can't get out of the game. He's taken a good catch. And Eden Roskill lose their first wicket, 5 for 1. Neil Patel, the new batter at the crease. Even Roskill's #1 performer last season. Was out cheaply on Saturday, stumped right past one, which was very unusual for him. Fortunately, Madri Chakraborty has scored a very good 125 off 70 deliveries. Is not playing today. He's this good line and length to Patel. Not much he can do with it. Pushed at it as well. Just asking for the sight screen to be changed. Patel had a good day with the gloves in hand. Just plays this on the crease to point. Another reminder, there'll be photos and highlights posted to Bev's Broadcasting official Facebook page. There's a link to that page in the description. I'm yet to upload the ones from Birkenhead on the weekend, but I'll do that hopefully tomorrow. So this is clipped off the pads down to mid-on. Ends the first over. Diamond's got a wicket in it. He's gone for 5 though. It's 5 for 1, chasing 149. Aniket Parikh, the Parnell captain, finger spinner at the bowling crease from the Mount Roskill end. Bowling with a slip and play. 2 points forward and back as he goes back into the crease and misses. It's wide. I don't think Miller was happy with that decision, but he's not the umpire. Keepers are never happy about wides. There's a short wide fine leg inside the circle. As there's an appeal for stumping, but I think the leg might have just drifted forward a little bit, but not enough. Mid wicket and long on are the two players on the boundary. Gets the broom out, sweeps and behind square, and it's 4. In the season and a half I've seen, I actually don't, and this is in no way anything against Damien, but I don't think I've ever seen him play the sweep. So
Yeah, no, he used to, but
yeah. Vandenberg goes up, player going back, and it will be all the way 6 runs.
keep your head.
Played that shot quite well, even though it was aerial for a long time. Mid-off had a long way to go, but the ball always going away from him. What's Parikh got this time? Goes back into the crease and misses.
Sorry, I didn't see you. Yes, I know. This was fine. That's very fun. So you
Goes back into the crease again. Plays this down to long off. Cut one comfortably. One ball left in the second over. Great to have your company, folks. Bevan Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting with you. Your commentator, scorer, photographer. I think I do everything these days but play. Neil Patel on strike. Point, cover, short extra cover. as Aniket Parikh is unhappy. Said Nikith because he's at short extra cover. So this is played down to mid-off. Ends the over, 12 off it. And it's 17 for 1 after 2. Diamond to continue from the Waikowhai school end. 1 for 5 and has 1 over. Bowling to Vandenberg on strike. Mid wicket and third man on the boundary. And goes up to mid wicket and taken on the boundary. Very good catch down there. And it's the second wicket falls. 17 for 2. Will almost in the catch up. And they hit the player back for the exact shot. And swam decide the Roskill captain walks the crease. Scored a century on day 1 of the first game of the season against Waitakere. Good 130. I think that is the most, or the highest score of the season in Premier 2-day competition. Said I was going to show you a photo, Jocelyn, that I didn't, but of day 1 of the season. I was actually at rugby for most of the day. First ball, Desai facing up from Diamond. He just plays this in the crease. I was at the Meads Cup final between Thames Valley and Mid Canterbury, photographing like that. Down in Te Araha. 10,000 odd people that were there. I was the only one with full face paint. So it's clipped off the pads. And Fine Legs misfielded it. 4. It was hit straight to him with a bit of pace. Happy to say Thames Valley won that game that day, that final. First home final in 29 years.
Oh my gosh, good heavens.
Meads Cup, or the old Division 2, if you want to call it, look like that. This is cut through point. Field can't pull it off there. Up 2 runs though. Third man coming around and fielding it. And I always remember the 95 Division 3 final. Thames Valley beating Poverty Bay 45-5. I had the absolute pleasure that day as a 10-year-old, of meeting the great Keith Quinn.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
This one's clipped off the pads. There's a player down at deep square though. 1 more to the total. Young people these days probably never even heard the name of Keith Quinn.
Exactly.
If you don't know who Keith Quinn is, but you know who Grant Nisbet is, yeah. Grant Nisbet was about 10 years, started about 10 years after Keith Quinn did. Mid wicket going back to the boundary, third man coming in for Patel. Deep backward square, shifting to behind. No, he's going to go in front. So 2 players out on the leg side. Patel goes that way. Player back there and misses out at 6. Well played off the legs.
Full shot.
Yes.
And after 3 overs, it's 30 for 2. Keith Pereira, right arm spinner, bowling from the Mount Roskill end. So aim to sire 7 off 4. Mid wicket on the boundary and long off. Still 3 overs left in this power play. So 2 players out as this is hit down to player on at mid wicket for 1. This broadcasting set up 6 years ago to cover sports not covered by mainstream media, like club cricket, club rugby. As there's an appeal for stumping, but not given. Also, someone gave me the idea at 7 years old
Score 31.
to become a commentator. I should take up sports commentary. Backs away, cuts this to cover. Can't get the single though. Covered everything from primary school sport all the way through secondary school club as this one's clipped. And I'll pick up 1. All the way up to doing 2 Super Rugby pre-season matches at the start of last year. Covered sports like wheelchair rugby, murder ball it was originally called. Is taken! Very good catch coming forward. Aniket Parikh is taken it. And swam to side, the captain goes. It's 32 for 3. He's there at short extra cover. Had to come forward and dive at it. It was a good catch. Jahol, the new batter. Auckland Aces contracted player. Jahol, the new batter, as I said, can hit a long ball. VJ, if you're watching from suburbs New Zealand, I know you enjoy watching him wind up on the live stream. Bangs this in short. There's an appeal for LBW, but I think his height and maybe sliding. Yeah, the umpire definitely signalled there, just it was going down. And ends a successful over from Keith Pereira. 2 off it with the wicket. It is 32 for 3 after 4. Harry Cullen Hyatt from the Waikato school end. Right arm, the left arm over, sorry, to Patel. This is hit to point. Just saying off air how actually really dark it's got here at the moment. Need 6 overs to complete a game. If umpires decide at some point the light's too bad. It comes down the wicket, up and over, mid off. It's 4. He's a very good cricket brain, does Neil Patel. And he certainly can hold his end, but can also hit a long ball as well. Had a great 50 against Papatoetoe here last season. I think he's got a couple of 50s to his name already this season. Takes a step down the wicket, player there, over his head, and wide long on at 6. .42 for 3, halfway through Hyatt's first over. Younger player that's been in the Parnell side for a couple of seasons. What's he got in response? Joe goes back into the crease and taking it short third man. Harry Cullen Hyatt strikes. And it's 42 for 4. Jack Wright, the player that's taken the catch. And wickets are just falling at key points here for Parnell as Prahlad Ram walks the crease. Mahiraniga, sorry, at the batting crease, not Prahlad Ram. Quad run rate just under 7 at the moment. Long on going back, mid wicket on the boundary. He just plays us at the crease. So it'll be 10 off this over. No need to play some silly shots unless the ball's there to be hit. Update the other 2 games going on between these 2 sides, Premier Reserve and Premier 3 in a moment. As this finds a bit of an edge, a little bit of movement off the pitch. Looking at me here, and ends an eventful over for Harry Cullen Hyatt. He has 1 for 10 off his first, and it's 42 for 4. First ball in appeal for RBW, but I believe Jahal might have just got a bit of bat on that. Parnell's sake, it's a dot ball nonetheless. At Shaw Road between Eden Roskill Premier Reserves and Parnell. Second ball finds the edge. Pereira, they get 1. Eden Roskill making 153 for 5 in their 20 overs. Aldrin James scoring 65 and Pankaj Kumar 38. And in reply, Parnell are 27 for 1 after 3. That's to decide the batter out with Corey Dixon and Kishan Nasai at the batting crease for the Parnell Prem Reserves. As just misses the edge there. Reniga coming forward on that one. I was talking about sports covered. I've also, as I said, wheelchair rugby, goalball, vision impaired sport.
12.
Next ball from Pereira, shorter. And there's a slip and play, and Reniga trying to run this off the face of the bat. Third man on the left of screen there. Short third man just moving to his left even more. And this one played on the crease from Reniga. Now, Eden Roskill, they bowled one maiden in their innings at the bowling crease. Over on number 2 here at Keith Hay Park, between the Premier 3 teams from Parnell and Eden Roskill. Parnell made 163 for 4 off their 20. It's a slower and fuller delivery. Push this down past mid-on. So chase going on, won't get to the boundary. They'll pick up 2 though. Thomas Nelson 67, Parnell Hera and not out on 39 as we end the over here. 6 gone. Eden Roskill chasing 149. It's 45 for 4. I'll finish off that Premier 3 game. Eden Roskill in reply to Parnell's 163 are 24 for 2 after 5. Aman Bhardwaj has been dismissed for 1. Diraj Gopalakrishnan out for 1 as well as Aryan Patel and a private player according to Play HQ at the crease. Harry Cullen Hyatt to bowl his second over from Waikofi school end. It's just bunted into the ground from Jahal. Shot at the stumps. Just takes the 1 though. Jahal 2 off 4. Reniga 2 off 6. Reniga on strike. Closest on the crease to point, starts to think about a single, but never there. Places at the crease. Cullen Hyatt saw him coming. Good return after being hit for 10 off his first 2 balls he bowled. Actually, talking about warmth, I see it's an amazing catch there on number 3. Parnell have picked up a 3rd wicket. Player's gone over his head for about 10 metres and taken an amazing catch. Eden Roskill now 3 down over there. He's caught behind, yeah. Looks as though he's walking. And Eden Roskill now 5 down here. 46 for 5. Harry Miller with the gloves. And Reniga's gone 2 off 9. Go back to what I was saying. As Prahlad Ram walks to the crease. Australia playing India in the women's in the women at Perth, Jocelyn, and the predicted temperature was 39. A little bit warmer than what it is here. It's one of those days you hope the Fremantle doctor is blowing through. I don't know if they were playing it at the Wacker or at Optus, but never heard of the Fremantle Doctor. It's the wind that blows through Perth from the suburb of Fremantle. It cools things down a little. Blood Ram facing up and plays this to point. Definitely Parnell have got themselves in front of this game. Did something very similar in this corresponding match last season.
21st Christmas party? Yeah. Or 5th January को free हो? Sunday 5th को शायद बता दो क्योंकि वो size
Christmas party here at Eden Roskill, 21st of December. After the final day's play of things before Christmas, as this hit to extra cover. Ends the over. Very good one again. It's one off it in a wicket. It's 46 for 5. Anakeet Parikh to bowl his second over. He's none for 12. Jahol on strike. Comes forward, plays this down to long on. They'll pick up 1. So second over after the fielding restrictions. So there was deep backward square, cover, long on, long off, and mid wicket on the boundary. Interesting setup. They've got a short third man and backward point wearing number 15, as you can see on screen. It's played down the ground to pick up 1. They'll settle for 1. Takapuna chasing 137 at Hibiscus Coast to 53 for 2 in the 9th. Jahol slices this down to wide long on. They'll pick up 1 and they'll come back for 2. Ram's got to hurry, but he does get there. Some good running. Update the other games going on the Prems. North Shore 178 for 7 in their 20 overs. East Coast at home. As Jahol goes down the ground, player back there and taken. Jahol holds out. And the 6th wicket goes. Will Ormiston takes his second, and it's 50 for 6. Young man Arya Sadala playing in his second Premier match, his second Prem T20 game. Jocelyn, last year he played in the under-17s out here for Eden Roskill. Went from mid-off to mid-on and took an absolute screaming catch. And then that night went to Cornwall and played for the Eden Roskill Prems and took a really good catch at behind square to get rid of George Worker. So it was a pretty good day for him, taking a good catch off. And I'll tell you what, George Worker was hitting the ball like he normally did. I think he's retired this season, hasn't he? Yeah. Former Black Cap George Worker ending at Auckland, where he started, after being at Central for a few years, as Miller's dropped this and possible of the stumping chance. It's gone begging there. Next ball from Parikh. Old to young. And they'll pick up a single as Freak has to do his own fielding. And 5 off it with the wicket. It's 51 for 6 after 8. Hayden Dixon bowling left arm over Jocelyn. Pace. No, sorry, right arm over, I should say. Drives, but short short extra cover. They'll pick up 2. Just had a absolute banger from Jocelyn. Asking her a question. It was a very quick response. When I was a teenager, the South Boat brother and mum went to a Chiefs game, and my brother had this saying. He had elephant balls on toast for breakfast to say that someone was hard, was tough. There's the next ball from Dixon. Gets a bit of a bottom edge. Parnell had a few of those. I'll pick up 1 and a loud call of no for the second. And Byron Kelleher was playing in that game, was my brother's favourite player, and he went down injured. No, sorry, back up. We were given those melee things to,
I know.
the multi-weapon to blow up, and I couldn't blow it up, so I gave it to my mother. She couldn't blow it up, and anyway, carried on. Brother's favourite player, Byron Kelleher, went down injured, and it's the next ball from Dixon. Comes down the wicket, does Ram, slaps it to long on, and a bit of a misfield. They'll come back for 2. Keith Pereira doing the fielding down there. Yeah, so Byron Kelleher went down, and I said, well, he didn't have his elephant balls on toast for breakfast. And these guys behind us, who had said nothing to us all game, turned around and said, at least he didn't get his mum to blow up his balloon. And I don't know what to say to that, because it was so quick, so sharp. Hit into the same area. It would be 1 though. Mid wicket comes in. Does the fielding. That's probably the best comeback I've ever heard in my life. It was, as I said, they had said nothing. Wouldn't have even known they were there, sort of thing. I knew I was well beaten. So Darla run a ball 4 at the moment. He can't catch up with this one. Unfortunately, there won't be too many photos from this game, due to the light, as well as a new lens that I'm using that's a little bit more restrictive than it usually is. There will be a few photos plus highlights posted to Beb's Broadcasting official Facebook page as mid-wicket comes in off the boundary into the circle. You can see on the right of the screen. So it's just played at the crease to cover. No one in a hurry to pick it up. But 1 off the last ball. No, it's a no ball. So second free hit of the game coming up is Pollard on strike aim.
Yeah, that was 1 off and
Umpire signalling free hit. Clyde Ram with the free hit. Yes, that'll be wide, so it'll be another free hit coming up. Back into the crease. Ups it down to. Oh, it's a free hit. It's a run out. Sorry, it's gone. Direct throw from cover.
From Parek.
Aniket Parikh again. There's a catch and a run out to his name, and Ram's gone. 60 for 7 at the end of the 9th. It doesn't happen too often. A wicket off a free hit.
All the best for the
It
match.
was a very good throw.
Saturday को यहीं आप लोगों का यहीं मिलता है यहीं पे आएगा
And the Eden Roskill demise at the moment just continues. James Nelson from the Mount Roskill end. This is appeal for LBW, and given Yasadala's the one gone, and now it's 60 for 8. Next ball, Safi's first. Whips this behind square on the leg side. Takes 1. Last score in Premier T20 last season was 80, which Ellerslie scored against University. I'll have a look and see what the did to combine Auckland and Northern Districts, as Patel will get off the mark as well with a single, this time in front of square. Did do the Auckland and Northern Districts T20 combined stats somewhere. Let's see what the lowest score across the two associations. This is what two square league, what two mid wicket. Sorry, Pereira does the fielding. Another single. This one more down towards long on. One ball to come. 4 singles and a wicket off the sofa so far. Apologies, it's not Dixon bowling, it's James Nelson. It's 1 for 4. This is going to be a quick single. Nelson does his own fielding. Throw was well over the stumps, unfortunately for his sake. But it's a single nonetheless. And after 10 overs, 65 for 8. Last score across both Auckland and
No. Oh, yes, it is.
Dixon to continue. Do apologise, I attributed the last over to him as well. There's 1 for 9, Jocelyn?
I don't have the numbers.
149, yeah.
Yep, 1 for 9. So the last score across both Auckland and Northern Districts Premier Club T20 was City 60 for 9 against Kaipara Flats up in Whangarei in Northland. As it's edged and taken, Miller has his third, and it's 65 for 9. Abdul Ahmadzai, the number 11 feed in Roskill, it's a bit of a sad state. I thought they did quite well in the bowling, but Parnell, to their credit, I think they've had one misfield, but have been pretty decent in the field. Pretty decent as this one's just let go. Ahmadzai not too keen on chasing it up. Eden Roskill's well short of the largest win by runs across both Auckland and Northern Districts Premier Men Club T20s. As is played to point from Ahmadzai. Papatoetoe in that game against Ellerslie won by 131 runs. At the moment, the margin is
Yeah, after the wickets.
So we'll give more than 10 minutes?
margin is 83 currently.
Yeah, let's become
Next ball quicker there from Dixon. He's 2 for 9 now in his second over.
Sorry, 149. Dixon got 1 wicket.
Okay, 1 for 9.
It's a run out.
Oh, attributed as a wicket, that'll be why. Mind you can watch these games back often as you like, folks. Highlights and photos posted to Bev's Broadcasting. This is an appeal for our big W, but might have been just sliding down leg. Dixon looking at the second wicket maiden over. One ball of the match. Hajot Jahal, his first over, got 2 wickets to his name. Here's a swing at this one, doesn't catch up with it. Ahmadzai. It's a wicket maiden for Parnell at 65 for 9 after 11. First ball of Keith Pereira's new over is a single. Tail moves to 3. The National Secondary Schools First 11 comp started today in Christchurch. Originally called, there's a lot of talk out there from Parnell. I know they've got this game in the bag. Originally called the Gillette Cup. It's been called the Gillette Cup for as long as I can remember. But it's changed names. Gillette Cup no longer the case. I'll pick up 1. Ahmed Zai trying to take a second. And he gets home.
No, and he does take a second.
Oh no! See, I took my eyes off it. They do get 2. This is starting to rain here at Mount Roskill. I think we've been pretty lucky in regards to the weather. Looking at my TV screen, it doesn't show actually how dark it is out there. This is an appeal and given. Jay Patel's gone. No, sorry, it is Ahmed Zai. And that is the game. Eden Roskill have been dismissed for 68. 81 runs short of Parnell's. No, sorry, 80 runs short of Parnell's 148. Congratulations to them. I think man of the match should probably have to go with Flynn McGregor Sumpter for his 60, assisted by Hayden Dixon as well with a late flourish. But congratulations to Parnell. Next week, Eden Roskill take on Cornwall in all 3 games. That game won't be live streamed, folks, next Wednesday at Cornwall Park. While Parnell are at home to Grafton. Take care out there, folks. Look after each other. Hey, Kona.